I want to make an update to my previous video, the ancient lunar calendar and the secrets of Mars. If you haven't seen that video, you should watch that before watching this one. I've decided that I would like to change my hypothesis on the weeks of Mars, and I also incorporated Mars's additional moon, Deimos. And just wanted to take a look at the numbers here. So a solar day on Mars on a solar year equals 668.6 days. The day itself goes 24.645 hours. Now here's where I am updating my hypothesis. I believe that they would have a 6-day week, and I'm doing that because the numbers and the math comes out quite well. With a 6-day week, that's going to give us 147.87 hours. This is also going to give us exactly 111 weeks on Mars. Now I was forced to select a 3-week month on Mars because 3 and 37 are the only numbers divisible to 111. And so I was forced to select 3 as my month. And so then I was given 37 months in the Martian year. So when we look at our first moon, Phobos, we see that it orbits Mars in 7.65 hours and giving us 3 orbits in 1 Martian day, or 3.22 orbits. Notice the 322 as we notice in that is so sacred to Skull and Bones. But the Phobos orbits in Martian week are 19.33. So within 1 month, that gives us 57.99 orbits in 1 Martian month, which is almost perfect correlation, giving us almost a perfect cycle of 58 orbits for Phobos in our hypothetical Martian month. So that would give us per year 2,145.63 orbits per year for Phobos. Now if we look at Deimos, Deimos orbits Mars in 30.298 hours, which is longer than the Martian day. So you're only going to get the 0.813 orbits per day of Deimos. Per week you'll get 4.88 orbits, and per month 14.64, and per year 541.68. So Deimos didn't come out as pretty as Phobos did, but there is some sort of cycle that I haven't cracked yet where they were adding or subtracting days after a certain amount of years. And I'm willing to bet that if someone figured it out, that there would be some sort of combination that makes this cycle very smooth. And it all revolves around them having this 666-day year. If we have that 6-day week, now we have a divisibility of 111 into that 666-day year, making the math very nice. And then they would just have the either 2 or 3 days of festival after the 666 days, as we did with our ancient lunar calendars, from 360 days here on Earth, when in actuality our solar year was 365.25. I also wanted to mention, when we calculate the sacred numbers of 1080 and 666, and we divide 666 into 1080, we get 1.62. Now that's the number phi. Phi is, for those of you who don't know, is the sacred number of the universe. It's found within golden spirals and golden rectangles. It's found in life, and now we're finding it in ratio to Mars and Earth. Here I'm showing you the image of the pentagram, and when you have a base unit of 1 in the pentagram, as you see here, you get phi all over, and you get the special angles of 72 degrees all over. And that may be a reason why the pentagram has been labeled as satanic. Whenever they say something is satanic or try to scare you away from something, I think it indicates more than likely sacred knowledge that they want to try and keep the masses away from, to keep them away from the truth, which is ultimately what you're discovering here in this video. When we look at the past, when we look at Akhenaten, the Egyptian pharaoh who was responsible for bringing in monotheism and the worship of Aten, who was the sun disk. When we look at Akhenaten, we can see that he had an elongated skull, along with his wife Nefertiti and their son Tutankhamun. These heads are clearly larger than anything that could be explained through any sort of wrapping as an infant. Wrapping is not going to give you increased volume, cranial volume. It's going to deform the head, but it's not going to increase the volume. And we can see here clearly that they had oversized cranium. And we can also see that people attempted to mimic this throughout history, even with styles of hats or whatnot. They've all been attempts to mimic these so-called cone heads, who were in fact the gods.